Hello, my name is Riant, and today I'll be going over how to make a data log for Penne Express. Okay, let's get right into it. So first of all, we'll be covering what is a data log. A data log is a methodical collection and recording of information over time, often performed by an electronic device called a data logger that measures and stores data from sensors. Now, well, that's data log in general, but now I'm going to be going over what's a data log in Science Olympiad. A data log in Science Olympiad is a chart or table that competitors use to track and store data before the competition during their testing phase. They hopefully bring this sheet of paper to the competition to use it and compete in their build events. And here are some examples of data log from the Division B Scrambler 2025. So this right here is a filled up data log. That mostly the cheat sheet version, very cut straight to the point. It just has all the information. Now this is the raw data log. It has all of the points that I tested and everything that I have, including notes and changes. And this is just a blank data log. That is also a good template. Okay, and here's some important things to have in your data log. So in your data log, you should have more numbers than words. This is a quantitative data log, or that's how data logs should be in general. They should have more numbers than words. This is because data logs, they're mostly a cheat sheet rather than an essay, because during competition, you're going to be under stress. You have a time limit. You don't want to be reading through an entire essay just to find out what's your data point that you tested for and what you want. You want it to be like a chart, and if you do have words, they should be breaking the rules of grammar or very dry and very short and sweet, where you can easily get the points across. The second thing to have in your in your data log is all the variables in your testing phase. This is very important. Include every single variable. These variables include the date you tested, which vehicle you use, and like any changes you made the day before or the day of, the testing floor, like any other variables. And then the third thing you should have is notes of the run. Notes of the run is very important. Like, let's say you notice that this one randomly just veered to the right for some reason, or it did something else that you don't know what happened. You need to have notes of the run. Very important. Mostly you will have this in your raw data log, less of your like cheat sheet data log. But the final thing is other directions to have, mostly for your cheat sheet data log. This is literally just the notes except for just one thing. Like if you have a specific direction that for some reason works only with the specific in the variable, then you should have this. Directions should be very specific, just for only if you need it, then they need to be specific. Make sure you have directions, but most of the time you won't have directions because hopefully everything stays the same for every variable. Okay, and now we'll be going over a data log in competition. At home or like the 2 days before the competition, you should have everything printed out. This means your cheat sheet data log and your raw data log and any other thing that you have related to your build events. This can also include like the map or like specific directions, and most importantly the specifications of the build event in case you need it. And before impound, and impound is just a place where you put your build device before the competition, just so that you don't modify it. And before impounds, you should have your data logs in a binder and sleeved in a sheet protector. This is very important. You cannot do it after the impound or during impound because you'll be holding up everyone else, and you cannot take in anything else during the competition. that's technically considered cheating. You need to have it before and ready in all of your stuff. And the reason we want a binder with sleeved sheet protectors is so that it keeps your data log safe. You don't want to come all the way across the country just to have your data log destroyed and like trashed. You want to make sure it's safe from food and water, which is why we have sheet protectors in the binder. And during the competition, not exactly when it's your time, but before, let's say you have a free time block where you're not doing anything, you should be observing the track, checking if the proctors gave the variables, specific variables like distance, and refer to your online data log and discuss track conditions and your procedures with your partner. This is very, very, very important because this can decide almost everything. And you should mainly discuss track conditions because that's the main thing that will change between your testing environment and your competition environment. You want to spend a lot of time discussing with your partner what you guys should do, but preferably you guys should have the outline of what each partner is going to do during the competition beforehand during testing. And if you have a free time block and you've already finished discussing all of this stuff, you should also be watching other people do their build events. This will give you a gauge on how aggressive or like how dangerous you should be. Like dangerous meaning high risk, high reward, or you're playing it safe. Let's say everyone does pretty well, then for me, I feel like I should go aggressive so that I can do good compared to everybody else. But if everybody's going like pretty safe in your conditions, then you should also go safe and maybe a little aggressive. Not as aggressive as if everyone did good. And if you're the first person, which preferably you aren't, you preferably like towards the end, then you should either, depends on how confident you are. If you're confident, you can go aggressive, then go aggressive. But if you just want to compete, then, and like not get violations or anything, then you should go safe. If you go aggressive, the advantage with that is that you raise the bar for everybody else, and that you always want to raise the bar for everyone else. But if you go safe, that's safe for you, but might let other people slip through. And after the competition, you should be mostly reflection, and you should be adding the data you got from the run, and maybe fix if anything broke during the competition. You should be fixing it, and anything else that might concern for your next competition. Okay, and now this is extra help. If you need any extra help making a data log or you have questions, then you can just contact me. I have some contact information right here. Otherwise, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys learned something, and thank you for listening.